I feel like I've got one of the best staffs in the country. That was kind of the goal when we hired and put everybody together. You know, we've got pretty much at this point everybody hired that we need to hire. We've got a few more hoops to jump through before you guys get the full announcement on our full cast of characters. But the guys you're meeting today, the thing that's best about the three assistant coaches is that those guys are committed to the development of our players at a high level. I was able to hire three guys that are all smorgasbord guys that can coach, that can scout, that can recruit, that can develop players, rather than maybe hiring someone who's more pigeonholed in a certain area. And I think that's where the game is headed, and you know, the development piece is certainly the most important piece. A lot of people like to talk about recruiting. Obviously it's important who you have on the bus for sure, but you got to develop them once they get here. And I'm confident that these three guys are committed in that area.
You should get guys that have that smorgasbord that you say. It's got to be hard to get them here and then keep them here because everyone wants to take them away, don't they?
Yeah, they do. When you have good ones, you know, and that's a good problem to have. You know, I had a really good one when I was at Ohio. I lost a guy. He became the head coach at Gardner-Webb, and he had an opportunity to be a head coach. And, you know, our guys are highly sought after when I was at Ohio. It'll probably be the same here, but I think these guys are committed to being here, obviously, or we wouldn't have hired them. They understand the challenge that we have ahead of us, and I think they're excited about that challenge and ready to roll up their sleeves and start grinding.
How do you do skill development? Is it repetition? Is it emphasis? Is it?
Well, I think each kid's different, so we have a little bit different philosophy in terms of how we do things. You'll see us do a lot of one-on-one workouts. You know, Coach Chu will have the wings, Coach Walker will have the guards, and Coach Ford will have the forwards and post. And those guys are on the cutting edge of developing those guys in those positions. It's something I take into consideration when I hire. I think getting to know the individual is important. You got to know their game. You got to know them as people. You got to know them as students. The better that you can connect with the kid, the easier it is to develop the young man. You know, my dad always used to say to me, they don't really care about what you know until they know how much you care. And so that's a part of that relationship piece that I think allows our coaches to develop our players to the fullest extent.
Is there a certain theme, Coach, that you want to, you know, hammer in with, you know, the guys that you have, you know, pour it all out, get better every day, like Coach Walker was saying?
That's our mantra for sure. You'll hear us say, get 1% better every day. Just get a little bit better today. Whether that's on the personal side or the student side or the basketball player side. And I think if you do that, then it gives you a chance. Every kid goes to college, in my mind, to experience growth. If they stay the same person, student and player during the time that they're there, then obviously you know, we failed and they failed. So it is a two-way street. You know, obviously we need them to be responsible and accountable and take advantage of all the resources and people that we have that are here to help them. But we're going to recruit with that in mind. We got to find guys who love the game because our staff loves the game and our staff is committed to their development.
Coach, what's the chances of you adding a player that might address your point guard or big man depth here before the end of the summer?
Well, there's a chance that we could add, you know, other guys at this point. You know, obviously we've added one here recently, and we'll continue to explore all options at this point. But the big thing, as I've said from the outset, is we've had some options already come up that we've passed on. Because for me, it's a program. This is a long-term thing, and we want to make sure that guys are good fits. We don't, you know, I'm not interested in taking a guy just for 1 year to you know, patch the dam for 1 year in a particular area. You know, we're building a program.
And so far, the feedback from the kids and the workouts has been great.
Yeah, I think, you know, you'd have to ask them. You know, they feel like they're getting better, which is important. I think as soon as they feel it and they see it, you know, we do a lot of things where we measure and evaluate things in tangible ways. So I think that allows them to be confident when they see their progress in a certain area or a certain drill or a certain skill. Then, you know, success breeds success. So the more successful they are in the workouts, then I think that inspires them even more to want to be in here and want to grow and want to get better.
Lots been made of Coach Chu's Chicago connections and recruiting and that kind of thing. How important was that aspect of what he does?
Well, it's very important. You know, it's something we certainly took into consideration when hiring him. The thing I felt most comfortable with him, though, is not only his recruiting prowess in that area, but other areas as well. But again, the fact that he can do about anything. I mean, you throw anything on his plate. I've been very impressed with him over the first, you know, couple weeks here that he's been on the job, and he tackles it, and he's motivated, he's very passionate, and understands our mission here to develop our guys and embraces it wholeheartedly.
You talked about the attitude of the players, though, being that they want to improve. You've seen that every workout. You've seen the players' attitude is to get better.
I think their attitudes have been good. You know, obviously, I'm a tough critic. I want us to be a little bit tougher right now than what we are collectively. We're working on that. I think it starts there. It's more mindset and mental than anything else. They know that. We've talked a lot about that over the time that I've had the job. So, you know, I think you know, we did a lot of competitive things this week in our workouts, and you know, you learn a lot about guys when you put them in situations where they have to deal with success and deal with adversity and highs and lows, because that's what the game of basketball is like. As you know, it's a momentum game. It's very dynamic within a possession, within a game, within a season, and you've got to be able to handle all the ebbs and flows of it. And so that's where the toughness element comes into play, and that's something that we're going to continue to emphasize at a high level.